Welcome to another edition of Official Naija FPL. We're back again, to come and spice up your life. So I'm with my kitchen cabinet here. We have Maggie here,
Salvy FC.
Put some salt in,
Prof. Oskie.
Have some turmeric.
StickdatboiFC.
So yes. Okay. So let's have a recap of last week. Some crazy fixtures, some crazy points. Let's start with the first fixture. Leicester, Man City. We all had Captain Haaland, and what are the consequences of? Except you, Prof. Oskie. So you in the Man City Leicester. Did you have any Man City assets?
You would always have Cancelo, and everybody has Haaland, and thank God Haaland didn't play. I think Haaland should play less these days so that fantasy skills can come out.
We'll see the real colors.
But that beyond the point. I actually regretted not having, because I told De Bruyne like some weeks ago to bring in Salah because I saw like easy fixtures for Salah, and I think Salah should be doing well in these fixtures, but I just think it's not Salah's season. And because Salah's form, because Salah's form is down, it's basically is reflecting on Liverpool as a team, right? Because I'm very sure that if Salah comes back, I hope sometime this season he's able to come back to being Salah. And I know that when he comes back to being Salah, Liverpool will start to gain points, right? De Bruyne's.
What do you think about what do you think about the whole thing of, because we said last week we talked about players already checked out for the World Cup, and De Bruyne being one of them, seemingly not playing and being called out but he had a fantastic game, and and the free kick, like you said, was incredible.
Was super, man.
So it's we let's also realize that some of these things that we try and predict here, and as pundits, quote unquote.
No, but De Bruyne is De Bruyne. It's not like he's not been playing well, but I feel he can still do much more better. And so having Haaland is easier for him. Last game there was no Haaland, so he had to dig deep. He was now the main man, so you expect that Haaland will come through for Man City eventually.
It was a hell of a free kick.
To be honest, that particular game, I think Man City is very reliant on Haaland.
Yeah.
It would have been a better scoreline if Leicester left with 1 point, right? Like the way they held them down in the first half. It was just one De Bruyne brilliance, and it wasn't born out of running or passing. It was run out of a dead ball situation.
Yeah, and he converted.
And he converted it.
Yeah. So
that was the difference.
So let's go. Bournemouth Spurs.
So So like we said, our players that have CK now. Last 2 games, yesterday 2 goals, he didn't score.
Yeah.
Weekend 3 goals, he didn't score.
He's been blanking,
so I'm not saying, he's doing his best, I can say that, but I feel just a bit cautious. Some tackles that he normally goes into, he's trying to relax. Hearing what happened to Saka, a lot of these players are just kind of taking it easy. What Cup is going to say.
Well, I think it's even more than that. The way the goals came in for Spurs, I don't think, we said like about Spurs not scoring. Not being a high scoring side. They scored 3 in this game, but not from the main suspects, not the people that you would expect. And even in Europe, in Champions League yesterday, not from the people you expect. So, but then again, let's look at Bournemouth. Bournemouth scored 2. They seem to be turning the corner down. They seem to be, so some of those assets might be cheap, to have. I noticed you have Billings, for instance. No, is it Billings?
Yeah, Billings.
Yeah.
So I'll go from what Salvy said about the World Cup. Very true, because he even said this last week as well. But a lot of time, better to look at fantasy from the absolute value, right? Because if you look at the top strikers this season in fantasy, of course, everybody knows who number 1 is, right? And immediately after him, most points for a striker in fantasy comes Kane, right? And then maybe like Tony and Mitrovic or something. Do you understand? So you might not expect them to hit it every game week. But the total they give you in absolute terms is what puts you where you are on the table.
Okay, so let's move on to 2 games. I want to join them together because of time. Brentford Wolves and Brighton Chelsea. Sticky.
Chelsea, man.
Wow. The Brighton game, I wasn't really surprised because Brighton have been bright, for the most part of this.
I see what you did there.
For the most part of the season, I felt we should have considered less and scored more. I've not been seeing Mason in the game, even though I have him and he's not been producing. Trossard on the other hand he's been brilliant. I still have him.
Trossard has been brilliant.
Yeah, I am glad I kept him. Yeah, they've been doing well. Their keeper too have been making wonderful saves. Sanchez and all that. I don't know, man. It's just been very porous for Chelsea. We've always been conceding.
I mean, now you have Kepa is injured. I don't know who are the people.
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly is out.
Injured.
Kante is out.
Yeah, Kante's out.
So it's quite porous.
I mean, and I don't see Chelsea keeping a lot of clean sheets. And scoring goals. I don't know what's going on inside. Sterling, looks like he left his goal scoring boots.
Chelsea wasn't serious about scoring. Chelsea wasn't serious about scoring goals this season. They went for Aubameyang.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll leave that there. I'll leave that. Yeah, Tuni is suspended for the next game match day. I mean, apart from Mitrovic, what other
options?
They're just the most transferred.
Yeah.
Human being
Wilson.
Fantasy.
Right.
Wilson.
The option you're talking about.
Yeah, Wilson. I have him back already. I didn't even take chances.
Wilson gave Oscar 19 points.
19 points. That's ridiculous.
We spoke about Wilson.
We did.
Was it two games ago?
Yeah.
And we said something. We said you can actually see the opportunities.
Yeah.
But it's not just being converted.
Yeah.
For some reason, Almiron has been.
But even this is 19 points. Almiron got his own 11 points.
So talking about that, I mean, Newcastle, Aston Villa.
Yeah, if you have the assets, keep them. That red hot. Someone gave a tip. Last game we started that if Lan is injured, captain Trippier. It looked like defender, but he had 11 points. So if you had captain Trippier with 2 points, which is not bad at all. So
that would have been a great point.
You can have 3 players from Newcastle and you're fine.
So let's move from there. We have Fulham, Everton. I mean, I don't think there's anything. We talked about Cody. Look, he's kept an clean sheet.
Many people have Andreas.
And a lot of people have Andreas.
Bench, just chilling.
But let's go to Liverpool Leeds.
You like Iwobi too much. Okay.
I know. There's no need. He didn't do anything now. I just move on. I want us to get to Man U and this thing assets. We can talk about it in future game week. But we can't talk about everything in this work segment. We go. Okay, so let's talk about Liverpool Leeds.
So Liverpool assets. I have Firmino. Second game week.
Do you have him or do you not have him? You seem confused.
I have him,
but he's about to go. So is that kind of thing? You just haven't press confirmed yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying hard because I'm angry. I'm angry. 2 game weeks blank.
But are you planning to take a -4 because of Firmino?
It's what it's at this point. If Oscar can score 19 points with one striker,
Firmino has also paid his dues this season. Right? Actually. And I will not advise to rush Firmino off. Liverpool just has to get back to being Liverpool at a point.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
I'm just saying because.
So the final 2 games.
Because right now they have injuries.
It's horrible.
I know. Always
horrible. Yeah. So final 2 games of last week. Manchester United, West Ham. I mean that game was such an odd game. West Ham should have equalized at least.
Yeah, you can say Dave saves.
Yes. Yeah, De Gea made some ridiculous saves. So it's. I'm not. Let's not rush out and go and get Man U defenders.
Is De Gea becoming an asset? I know Dalot an asset now.
Dalot is an asset. Like he's
3 bonus points always coming for him. That's fine.
I still don't. I don't know. I can't remember how much De Gea is in fantasy, but I actually respect guys that are using 5.5 million to buy goalkeepers. I respect it.
And some people are doing it and doing it well.
About the 6.
Because some of those goalkeepers have given assists this season. Right? Like
Alisson, both of them have.
But I mean,
let's talk about Rashford. He looks a different player.
No, I think Rashford is must have now.
He looks different. He seems more physical. He seems more muscular. He seems faster. He just seems different. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about this is school. No, this is school children.
No, please, come on.
Relax the biz. No more.
Again, I have Rashford, and I've been burnt a few times, right? And the reason is this: I still do not think Ten Hag knows what his first 11 is.
Yeah,
I
but I
think he knows
think
what his
Rashford-
back line is.
Yeah, he knows his back settled. His
Yeah,
back.
but I think
And
Rashford.
midfield is settled.
Yeah.
I think
he knows his
Rashford
back
is
and his
if he's
midfield.
fit.
Midfield is
Right.
not
So
settled.
it's central midfield. So he likes the guy's going to start.
I think if
Eriksen,
Rashford
and,
is fit.
Casemiro.
Bruno.
No, Casemiro is not even a short starter.
No, right now,
No, the
it's
last
not
4
Casemiro.
games they started.
No,
Okay,
Casemiro
so
is not a
Casemiro
short
is
starter.
not-
Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
He's
are
he's
sure.
getting his team. He's clear. See, something is happening in Man U. As much as I hate
Who are
it,
the front three?
but that's where
I
it
think
is.
that's
That's
where
the
the
last
thing.
piece.
But I
So
think
there's
out of
Sancho,
I think
there's
out of
Anthony.
everybody, I think Rashford is the most ready out of everybody. I think that's the person that he would use.
But guess what?
9 out of
He's been
10 if
starting
he's
Anthony
ready.
Whenever he's fit.
It's just one game.
No,
he
I'm
didn't
talking
start
about no
Anthony.
He was
Anthony.
injured. He was injured,
Well,
that's
he's
why.
only
Anthony is the only one that has a short shirt.
Yeah, I think
Right?
so.
Sancho, Rashford, Elanga.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
I really feel Rashford has.
Rashford has
No,
a
I
short
mean,
shirt.
you can't put
he brought him now.
Elanga.
They didn't start. Can you remember
Yes,
that?
I mean that's what I'm
Start
saying.
somebody.
This.
No, I think let's not go too further
Yeah.
back. We're talking about what's
Three-
happening,
three, four games,
in the last 3 games.
It was like
Yeah.
Like 2 game weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 games ago.
Like 3, so I mean, we know these things. I'm just saying that Rashford seems to be someone to have. He seems like a different player. He had a couple of chances in that game.
So, Bon, I
You
agree
know,
with you. And why I agree
know.
with you is this: Rashford is a midfielder in FPL that plays as a 9 for Manchester United.
Yeah.
So that is an advantage. But trust me, whenever the game week starts and Man U is about to start, I'm always trying to go and look at the lineup before my mind is calm. Do you get what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And he doesn't. And again, another thing you should also look at, right? I have him, to be honest, right? Another thing you should also look at is Rashford also doesn't play 90 minutes.
We understand all that, but what we're just talking about is in the Man U team as we have at the moment. We're talking about assets that are good to have because you have Dallo, you have this thing. So I mean, we all know that all the shortcomings of all these players, but at least they seem to be the players that are giving points, seem to be players that are in form in that team. So now finally, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. I don't know if there's anything to be said.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, finally, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. I don't know if there's anything to be said about that.
You mean the incoming champion?
Wow. Don't be very obedient here now.
About Arsenal assets, right? The only consistent one. It looks like they're all consistent, right? But I think the person in most FPL teams is Martinelli.
Yeah, and he seems to be giving
because of
profit.
his price. He gives a lot of value based on price, but the goals are literally shared. The goals and assists are shared amongst 4 people majorly, or 5. Actually 5. Actually 5, because I'll put Xhaka in that mix.
Yeah, Xhaka, Shaka, Jesus, Martinelli.
Yeah, they all have
Even
4.
Odegaard,
They all have 4. They all have 4 assists each. It's a very unique. I mean, it's good for the team. It's good for consistency for the team. But for FPL, there's no outshining star, so to speak. I mean, even in the defense, you had Saliba that started incredibly well scoring. And that now he seemed to.
But for me, I feel like.
No, my point is, I'm just saying, like.
I feel like Arsenal as a whole are a good team to share assets because a lot of them are, giving points and doing very well.
Had Jesus, Martinelli, and either of a White or
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Last weekend, Saliba,
that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, but sorry,
but I was going to say something. But that being said, no, I'm going to throw that in. That being said, that last game was the first home game this season that I've kept a clean sheet.
Yeah,
so really, when you're thinking about it as you're not taking those players as clean sheet options
but Forest,
no, for Forest, yes, but I'm not talking about assets going forward. So when you're looking at those Arsenal assets, you're hoping that like when you have Saliba and this thing that they will score a goal there because they're not keeping a lot of clean sheets. So you can. You wanted to.
I just want to throw a question. Yeah, what team in FPL do you think has the most assets?
So at a point it was City, but
what are assets there?
So yeah,
just 3 constant assets.
Foden, De Bruyne, Haaland, and even Cancelo. But now with the Pep roulette,
last
2 game weeks now, Foden is not playing.
Yes,
it didn't start rather. So it's shaky, but at least you have.
I also feel why he's not starting is one of the reasons. One of the reasons Champions League and the World Cup.
I don't think this guy cares about the World Cup. I think it's Champions League.
Yeah,
It's
basically
important to
Champions
them.
League.
So it's City and Arsenal.
So I think last
City,
game week
City,
last
Arsenal,
game week
and
taught
Newcastle.
last game week taught me
Newcastle.
something, that the team with the most assets might be Newcastle.
Yeah,
It's Newcastle.
But
Well, I don't know about it because if you so look at it, it's Trippier,
Yes.
Wilson, Almiron.
Cameron.
Pope,
Okay, Pope.
Pope.
So that's what I'm saying, but-
Gumares.
differentials.
Gumares, yeah.
So, like I said, for
No,
me,
I mean,
I
no
feel, I
assets
feel,
anything,
I feel,
3
I'll put
points, you know.
Newcastle.
Shaw.
I'll put
Shaw.
Arsenal and also Man City.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys comfortably. If you have at least 2 of them each,
If you don't have 2 each of those players, you're not on the top. You're not
Yeah.
going to be top.
Yeah, that's
So on that
serious.
look,
You're not
let's
serious.
take a break because I need
My
to
back.
I need to top up my drink. Welcome back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us, send it around.
Some nice-
Official Naija FPL.
Up here.
Exactly, right there. And let's go into next week. Let's go into the future. I think this is a time when all of you get your pen and pads and then listen for a bit of tips. We start with the first game week. We have Leeds Bournemouth. Bournemouth to turn the corner. Leeds, you don't even know what's going on. It's a good side, but you don't even know what's going on. Even me, I've sold Rodrigo Sef, even though I believe he's going to score in this game, but I don't know, man. So let's not even dwell on that. Let's go into
No point.
let's go to Man City, Fulham.
So Haaland. Pepe.
You see, Oscar is
does not
bringing the spirit of.
Oscar wants Haaland to be out in the World Cup.
Yeah.
True FPL guys, yeah. But what his price is dropping in FPL. Can you sell him? That means people are selling him actually. For him to drop in price, that means people are selling him and buying that. But Pep is saying that he's back doing some light training. He may play Saturday or Sunday, but I'm not sure. But Pep is always Pep. You can't tell what he will do. So now, do I keep him and captain him? Do I go for someone else? Foden hasn't played he didn't start last 2 game weeks. So now, if I sell him now, obviously he may start and score like 2 goals. So for Man City, my major challenge now is Pep, not the team. But I'll keep my Cancelo.
The thing about Haaland now is that he's not going to World Cup. Still be likely injured. Champions League, they've already sealed that up.
Yeah.
So I would like to believe Pep will play him.
But what if he starts?
Pep is mad. That's the thing. It's just if he's fit enough, I expect Haaland to play. But it's just if it's just how fit is he. I don't know.
For me, I feel first off, I have Haaland. I would wait till almost the last day to see if there's any updates on that.
It's the greatness of the player for me.
Yeah,
People are captaining him on red.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
17 goals.
It's crazy. Did you
See.
know this last game week he was captain?
Yeah,
Yes, he
I
was.
captain him
He
also.
was my
I
captain.
captained
On
him.
red.
I very much
Don't
captain
let
him.
people like
I
that.
said, don't captain him on your peril. I said it last
Just-
season. When we're talking about captain choice, I said the
Yeah.
vice captain is going to be very important.
Yeah.
Because
So
almost
for me,
everybody
pretty
captain.
much, he's still my captain and he's still in my team.
Before we go into
otherwise.
captain choices and all that kind of thing, so we have Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Brentford. Tooney's not there anymore. I don't know another. Raya, might get a clean sheet on that game.
What about Woni?
Yeah, I don't know.
No one
You
goes.
get
Yeah.
exactly that. I see Nottingham Forest winning that game.
I know they
But-
played 90 minutes.
I don't
This is Nottingham
think.
Forest winning Brentford.
Yes, I actually do see them
I
being
don't-
Brentford.
I don't really. I doubt. Anyway, maybe without Tuni, they may be a bit
I playing at home, especially where I see them play the first half against Arsenal.
and when they play Liverpool at home.
Yeah,
they
I actually think
that
that I think they can beat Brentford. Brentford, I think I
Who's at home?
have lost.
Nottingham
Nottingham
Forest.
Nothing.
I think Brentford has lost their way a bit.
We beat,
Yes, and they might need to steady that ship. But let's not dwell on that because it's not a lot
I don't
of.
think for anybody using a wild card, right? Nottingham Forest will always concede goals. I think for anybody using a wild card, it will be a good time to bring in Bermo.
Birmingham, well,
Okay.
okay, that's one to look at. Wolves, Brighton is flying, but they're away from home. Wolves don't give out a lot of goals. They seem to be,
and they don't score a lot of goals either. So
Well, exactly. So, but Brighton is. People have Trossard, people have
Sanchez.
Grouse. You know,
Sanchez, Trossard, okay.
You know, and you're then playing away from home, so it might not seem like a lot of high.
Trossard scored hat-trick away from home.
Away from home, yeah.
At Anfield, so
Everton are home to Leicester. Now I expect. See, the thing is, Leicester seem to be playing a lot better now.
Yeah.
I expect them to rise. Yes, they have quality. I mean,
Madison is back.
Yeah, they have Tillemans. They have proper quality right through the team. So, but they're playing an Everton side that is also on the rise. Everton's are home. You can't really tell, but I mean, they haven't lost. You know, they just.
I think it'll be a Madison plays better away. I think it'll be. I don't know how the game is going to go, but it's going to be a Madison bonus 3 points.
If you have Justin or this other guy, what's his name again? Castagne. I mean, can you just keep them?
Well, yeah, because I mean, they have Castagne seems to be picking up. Chelsea, and of course Chelsea's playing at home to Arsenal. Chelsea don't seem to be doing well at home. They seem to play better away. I'm not even.
It'll be nice to hear what Sticky. What players Sticky thinks will do well in that?
Well, what players? I mean, which assets would you rather have? Should we get Aubameyang?
So for that game week alone,
Prof,
choose 3 assets.
We spoke about this already, and first off, I'm not confident in the Chelsea assets. Also, Arsenal, they're on top.
On top of the league.
On top of the league. On top of the league. And, they're doing very well. I have Martinelli. I don't know. I have Martinelli. I don't know who else to think of to bring because I already have a Martinelli. I'm going to stick with Martinelli. And, if you have Arsenal assets,
history says Arsenal does well in this game. They seem to always do well away from home at Chelsea. Yeah, but it's yet to see. Chelsea might want to respond to their poor showing against Brighton. Villa, Manchester United.
Sorry, who do you think will win that game?
Who's Chelsea?
Arsenal.
I think it's going to be a draw.
My opinion.
Let's draw.
Both teams scored.
Yeah. There's this story in the Bible. Right? There's a story in the Bible where the woman was claiming that it was her child. There was the real mother. And the woman that was claiming that it was her child that was not the real mother said, okay, let them divide it. Let's be a draw.
Oh my God. Okay. So I like that.
Wow. The guy went blibby Carl in this scene.
We'll be back next week to see the end of the story.
Aston Villa, Manchester United. Good evening. Is first game. Good evening is.
That'll be a tight game for United. If I know Emery very well, he won't plan to score, but they won't score him. Draw is what you go for. Let's draw.
See, the thing about United is like we were talking about in the first segment. They seem to be playing a lot better. Ten Hag seems to be getting his formation. He seems to be Martinez. He seems to be a hell of a defender.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Dalot too.
Dalot seems to be, those crosses from midfield. When did that guys get those? When did that come in? Anyway, you get well.
Portuguese.
So I tip.
Maguire to Paspire.
Maguire played pretty well in last game. Please, let's no Maguire hate allowed here.
I'll be playing every game.
So Southampton.
Sorry, I didn't give my opinion in that game.
Okay, please give your opinion.
I'm literally a Manchester United hater. Right?
We know this,
but I take it to the bank. Aston Villa and good evening.
Packing balls.
They will chop it raw.
Yeah. They will chop them.
They will chop it raw, and
I agree.
Because I know that they will chop it raw. When we get into the captain speak, right? Somebody in the Manchester United team who is meant to be a midfielder in fantasy, but a striker for Manchester United should be top 3 captain picks.
We'll get to that. Don't give out all the juices in the first part. That's where he choke. So let's go to Southampton, Newcastle. Now, Newcastle's away from home. If they're at home, it could be a foregone conclusion. But they've only lost one game this season.
Yeah.
and that was to Liverpool, and was the last minute goal.
9 minutes.
Yeah, so pretty good side. We talked earlier about
The Newcastle assets.
They'll be Southampton.
yeah, exactly. They'll be
Oh,
Southampton. There's not even two ways about
On
it.
the high, they'll be there.
But then Southampton are home to a very
Man,
That's what Allianz
I
now
don't-
happen. We allowed it to happen.
Let's see it happen. But
All right, okay,
Newcastle
okay.
is taking that.
West Ham, Crystal Palace. Now West Ham, we're not even sure. They're having some good performances, but not great. Horrible results.
Yeah.
Like we don't not even sure what's going on. Crystal Palace.
Hot and cold.
I would like to see that top three, click a little more. Edward, Eze, Zaha.
Zaha.
I'd love to see them, accept that domination.
Now they've dropped Ayew too, so I feel like Eze is really turning up, and Olise too. Are you not entertained? Yeah. So
final
those
game
three,
of the game week. Spurs Liverpool, juicy game.
That's
But it's juicy. But this is the thing about that game, man. It's juicy because of where both of the teams are. You're not really sure what you get. You're not sure what Liverpool's going to give you. Tottenham, you're not really sure. Both of them, they both
Liverpool
need.
will beat Spurs.
Hey, Oscar. No.
Oscar said it again. Yeah.
So I don't like Spurs for anything.
I mean, that's a given.
I can't see. Okay, so
the only way Liverpool will beat Spurs. So because Spurs,
this is me analyzing.
This is Spurs at home.
Okay.
This is me analyzing, right? I've watched, and I think I also said it in one of the game weeks. I've watched that Spurs team all season. How they are still hanging around the top, I do not know.
that's the thing.
There is no gameplay.
That's
nothing.
why.
Do you understand?
That's
And
what is
Liverpool needs a comeback game, and it will be against a big team like they did with City.
But they were
Right?
at home.
Yeah, but even at this one, right? I can't see. I see Van Dijk. He's coming back already against Kane, right? Van Dijk and Gomez, they are not bad. The Liverpool backline is not that bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? And all of that. If they can just put Trent on the bench, you understand? Because if they start Trent, if they start Trent, Spurs has
The
won.
problem is who plays for Trent, because when Matip was
Milner
there.
will play because what Perisic and Co will do on that wing.
Gomez.
Because but Gomez has now been moved to the middle because of
Okay, Matip.
Kanute
injured.
No, Kanute is back. Kanute is back.
No, for this kind of big match.
Kanute
right?
is back actually.
Milner
Yeah.
will play on the right. You guys, the game will start.
Because
You
you
wanna-
know what Kanute will do? You just put Perisic on Trent.
Yes,
And it's over.
it's over. But
Any of them.
we know that from Nigeria,
yeah.
how many miles away. You understand? Do you think Klopp doesn't know?
Club may be stubborn, no.
I personally think he's still going to play Trent.
It's stubborn.
Against
It's stubborn.
I think because they really don't have much of
Cover.
yeah,
option.
they don't have cover. Gomez, who his natural cover, is covering in the center.
It's even better as
You know.
back.
Yeah,
who
but no,
who did they play against Man City?
It was Gomez.
It was Gomez, though.
Was it Gomez that played? Right
yeah,
full
it was
back?
Gomez. Yeah, it was Gomez. It was Gomez that came
Centre back or right full back?
right full back.
Yeah,
he came halfway that-
right full back. Yeah.
Right full back. He came in halfway halftime against Arsenal when we won't kill them. So so yes, and he gave a bit of solidity in that second half, even though we still scored again. So yeah, let's take a break and we'll be right back. And we're back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share us with your people. And let's get involved with this FPL. We're going to start doing giveaways. In fact, we're going to do giveaway once we come back from the World Cup. So, please make sure you're on it.
Yeah.
So we're now back to captain picks. I mean, this is a point where people, I heard last week that they had two FPL managers that captain Nelson. Nelson had the highest games.
Wilson or Nelson?
Nelson. I mean,
Wow.
those are the people that I don't know what kind of
They
juju
they
that
must
they're
have
working.
like 5 teams.
So I'm hoping that you guys have. I mean, they must have. But even at that, why would you have Nelson as your captain? Like, if you might have him on your team, but as your captain.
So what
That's
happens?
crazy.
So what happens is
Wow.
people try to play around. They know Nelson will regularly not play, right? So they put Nelson in the team and make him captain for the seats. Then they choose a strong vice captain
Yeah.
who's their actual captain. Then somebody comes in from the bench for Nelson. And if that had happened on the day that Nelson now came in and scored all those goals, then they're lucky with it, right?
Crazy.
That's tactic. He
Oscar
passed.
is
Crazy.
former Nigerian
because
number one.
having
Oskie, scope. Too much scope.
So there are people who pick players that do not play at all because of their prizes, and then it beefs up them having a stronger team, right?
I mean, I'm learning all
Craziness.
that too. So let's go now. Captain picks. Now we've gone with for the last 6 weeks or thereabouts. It's just been Haaland. It's been boring. It's been the shortest segment.
Salah.
Yeah, no, you people are in. They do Salah. Yeah. It's just been Haaland, but Haaland is doubtful. He's injured. We're hearing that he's been in light training and all whatnot. So it will be interesting. Prof, what's your take on captains this week?
So I think what the fantasy world will do will still be to captain Haaland and have a vice captain just in case Pep decides to Pep talk us.
Hey.
Right? Okay, so my take and for my team, because it has to be like the outlook of your team. I would advise, and I'll tell you what my captain choices will be. So I think the stronger captain choices for the week will be players like De Bruyne, players like I called Rashford before.
Rashidi.
Wilson. And then there's a very funny captain choice that I started to notice for this next game week. I don't know if it will come out a lot, but it might work, right? And that funny captain choice might be Cancelo. Because going into the World Cup, you're almost sure that
It's not funny. You used him before.
Yeah,
And he delivered,
and he delivered for me last season. I know, because that's somebody who keeping a clean sheet is like one goal, right? And he might actually get to assist or score, and that's against Fulham,
or even both.
So that's like a very strong
clean
choice.
sheets in bonus points. 9. That's 9. No, 18. That's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's somebody you should actually look at.
I think my advice would be, so I'll stick with Haaland as captain in case he plays. My advice would still be Kane. I'm still so Kane has not scored in last 2 game weeks. No, sorry, last 2 games, not game weeks. I think it's due a goal. And Kane is a big time. He's a big games player. He doesn't hide in big games. With the penalty, with any chance, he scores. So I would most likely be my vice captain candidate or choice. Yeah.
Personally, I mean, I would like to take a risk. I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead with this risk, but it's something I've been thinking about. Like you said, Rashford, Amiron, players like that, Wilson, that that can give that differential, that can because at the moment, because everybody is going to go for Haaland and you're going to have this vice captain thing, there's not going to be the same choice. You don't have like a Salah as vice captain or in general like a De Bruyne or like everybody. So it's going to be a lot of diversity in that. So so maybe picking a player that is banging in form.
That's why I'm doing Kane.
So,
last game week, he didn't score, but just imagine he has scored 2 goals. Out of 3 goals, Spurs scored. That's middle differential for him.
Yeah, that's a big boost.
So I'll just stay with Kane.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I thought about it. We just have 2 game weeks. We just have 2 game weeks, and I'll still keep Haaland. Even though I won't captain him, I'll captain Wilson. Because I'm thinking he might not start. Probably coming.
That's the thing I was just about to say. Let me just add now. Said Pep is a dickhead. No offense, Pep. You're my guy. But yeah, Pep can just do now and bring Haaland in the 70th minute.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
And that would just mess everybody up.
So I was thinking, captain Wilson and still keep Haaland and vice Cancelo. Because I know he'll probably play but not start. And if he comes on, I trust Haaland. He wants to prove.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah. So that's what I'll do for now.
Okay.
What do you do?
No, me personally, like I've said before, I mean, it's going to be Haaland, and of course, I'm thinking of somebody differential. Bringing in maybe thinking of an Amiron or of a Salah. I mean, I said no, definitely not Salah. Come, no Salah. Just in case, it's like something on juju. Let me just wash it and clean it now.
Wash it now.
Definitely no Salah. And that's how Salah will now come and give them hat trick.
Let's see.
See, Pep is giving them that thought for me.
Pep thinking.
All right, though. So yes, make sure you like us. Make sure you make sure you like us. Make sure you send us to your friends. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe
and engage.
We want to hear from you. We want to ask us questions. Come at us. Let's know. Let's know what you think. Let's know what you want us to change and get better on. If you want this guy to take off his shades and not wear shades anymore, let us know. If you want me to wear shades, just let me know because I think so. Yeah.
Sorry, I need to put this in.
Yeah.
On our Instagram page, right? Official Naija FPL. The first person to correctly guess the scoreline for the Chelsea-Arsenal match will get 5,000 naira from me.
Whoop whoop.
I'll add another 5,000 naira to it.
Whoop whoop.
So that's
okay.
10K.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let
10K.
me dig up my.
So you know what?
Our producer is adding another 5,000 naira to it. That's 15K. That's 15K.
What did you say?
15K. Producer, look for my hand.
Oh my God, Mr. Producer.
See, on that note, you guys get to go all your babalawos and start. So you just talk. You and your babalawo can just split it. You give the good prediction. You can give the babalawo 5K. You keep 5K. Everything. They'll send you a text or some shit. So let's see next week and